All right, welcome to the Struggle of Being Christian. My name is Karen. In today's podcast, I'm just going to be sharing this scripture with you that I just, as usual, I just open randomly and just kind of go with the flow and see where things go. All right, so this is going to be from Deuteronomy 20, and the name of this chapter is Regulations Concerning War. When you go out to fight your enemies and you face horses and chariots and an army greater than your own, do not be afraid. The Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, is with you. When you prepare for battle, the priest must come forward to speak to the troops. He will say to them, "Listen to me, all you men of Israel. Do not be afraid as you go out to fight your enemies today. Do not lose heart or panic or tremble before them, for the Lord your God is going with you. He will fight for you against your enemies, and he will give you victory." Now, this is the part I loved all this, and I thought it was interesting that they say this. But then there's some other parts here when the officers come to now address the troops instead of the priest. And it says, "Then the officers of the army must address the troops and say, 'Has anyone here just built a new house, but have not yet dedicated it? If so, you may go home. You might be killed in the battle, and someone else will dedicate your house. Has anyone here just planted a vineyard, but not yet eaten any of its fruit? If so, you may go home. You might die in battle, and someone else will eat the first fruit. Has anyone here just become engaged to a woman, but not yet married her? Well, you may go home and get married. You might die in the battle, and someone else would marry her.' Then the officers will also say, 'Is anyone here afraid or worried? If you are, you may go home before you frighten anyone else.'" I thought that was deep. Because I guess it's like, if you think about it like this, if, God keeps sending you signs that this is going to happen, he keeps sending you confirmations through different people saying, "I got you. I got you." Keeps sending you sign after sign, even if maybe things seem like, every month it seems like it's in the same place, like things aren't going getting any better, or maybe, every time, just when you think things are going to fall through, everything just works out. And I can give an example about this. Like, say, for example, last year. I mean, maybe for the past 3 years, actually. Every time it came to the point of me paying my rent, I wouldn't have the money until probably a couple of days before it was due. And I would stress out and worry and stress out. And then all of a sudden it would show up. And up to that point, I'll be praying to God, "God, please send me this. Please send me the money for this. I can't do this. I don't know how much I can take. La, 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 la." And then all of a sudden it would show up, and I'll be like, "Thank you so much, Lord. You always do. You always take care of me. You never come, you never fall short." And then next month, I will go through the same episode all over again. No faith whatsoever in what God has done month after month after month after month. And I think this passage here makes so much sense about, look, man, if you after everything, you still gonna be afraid, just go home, because you're gonna scare everybody else. And I was like, that's deep, but I still love the first part of the scripture, which is reminding you that, you're gonna face stuff. You're gonna face battles with your enemies. And I mean, your enemies, if you could replace that with, you could face battles, in your marriage. You could face battles in the relationship with your family. You could face battles with your co-workers or your boss. You could face battles with your business. Are you kidding me? And with people that you do work for. But what it says here is, you may face horses and chariots and an army that is greater than your own. but do not be afraid. The Lord your God has brought you out of the land of Egypt and is with you. It's like, man, the Lord has done all this stuff and you still over here bugging. He's like part of the Red Sea for you and you still bugging. He's dropped manna from the sky for you when there was nothing. You still bugging. He's brought the clouds and put it over you so the sun wouldn't like beam down on you and burn you, and provided for you. You still bugging. You were thirsty and Moses hit the rock and the water came out. Yes, it may all look like simple things, but when I have to remind and ask myself, when was the last time that I've ever truly ever been without? And honestly, there's not one time. It may have looked like it. It may have seemed perilous. It may have seemed hopeless. But was it truly? No, because God was with me. And you need to remember that. You're still here. It didn't all crumble like you thought it was going to crumble. It didn't all crumble like I thought it was going to crumble. And just be totally hopeless. So remember that as you go in to face your day today, do not be afraid.